these are floating out there. Doctors are using all kinds of things because we don't have other options. And so I'm wondering, what was the great hesitancy to at least let doctors try, and even if anecdotally it was having some effect, wouldn't you have to have that available in order to be able to do the tests? And if you've got few or no options, why wouldn't you want to go down that pathway?
We want to make sure that the drugs that we consider are safe and effective. The highest priority is safety. So many of these studies that we had, or anecdotal evidence or reports we had, did not include a thorough safety vetting of those drugs. There are some known side effects with some of the drugs. Many of these drugs were repurposed, so they weren't built de novo. So we knew about some of those potential safety concerns, and we didn't have any evidence of how those safety concerns would appear in people infected with this virus. This virus takes over a lot of your body and actually infects multiple organs in your body and causes significant inflammation and multi-organ shutdown in some cases before death. And acute respiratory distress syndrome, it really turns your lungs into a brick.
It's
so
scary stuff. And you said, though, on hydroxychloroquine that one of the problems was you might have irregular heartbeat. If you're worried about not having a heartbeat at all, that's really not, you're not worried about irregular if you don't have one at all. Am I not correct about that? I mean, that's the concern. People were dying out there, and here was the first one that showed some promise. Why wouldn't we want to accept, an offer from a manufacturer to give us a lot of this and have it out there for widespread use if the doctors chose, just like the doctor in Richmond? That didn't work in that case. They actually used it in that case, and it didn't work. So he tried something else. I mean, I think that's really what we're going to have to do in an emergency situation. Am I not correct?
We need to do it carefully, sir. We have to make sure that when we have that information available, or those potential drugs available, we are thinking outside the box.
Can't we be so careful that we accidentally kill people?
We need to move swiftly, sir. And we've actually to show that we could put up a clinical study in a matter of less than a week.
Okay.
It's important to use the available clinical data. And if we know there are potential risks, we need to make sure that we're cognizant of those risks and make sure those drugs are used in a very safe and controlled manner.
Yes, sir. And I appreciate that. And let me just say this. It's our job to ask some tough questions sometimes, but just like you found friendly ears at the White House, you might have found some friendly ears on our side of the aisle here as well. And I would note that in 2018, you were talking about vaccines and you were talking about offshore production. And I said, let me know what I can do to help get more production onshore, but I never heard from you. I'm happy to help. I want onshore production. I'm with you on a lot of these issues. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We've got to investigate that. Today, unfortunately, was not the day to do that investigation. We don't have enough information. A lot of stuff is not here for us, but don't hesitate in the future. If you see something, let us know on both sides of the aisle what's going on. I appreciate it, and I yield back.
Thank you.
Gentleman yields back. Pleasure to recognize the gentlewoman